up, Aries gang, Aries Sun, Moon Rising, and Venus signs? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. We're going to read your tarot cards, guys. Let me not forget to say happy birthday to all the Aries out there. I hope this video finds you well. I hope you're having a kick-ass birthday season. Let's see what the tarot has to tell you this week. Any messages that want to come through. What's coming in for Aries? General messages, guys. Not everything I say will resonate with every single one of you out there, so please keep that in mind. Know that in advance. Only take away what resonates, what speaks to you, motivates you, inspires you. That's what I want to do here on my channel, okay? Anything extra release, if it doesn't serve you, assume it's going out to someone else, because you are accountable and responsible for all the decisions and actions you take, okay? Here we go. We're going to talk about your tarot cards. Got a little Nine of Pentacles. I dig that. That's awesome. Clarified by, I feel like there's a card sticking. There are indeed. This deck's new, so it's a little sticky, but it's actually really cool. I love the pictures. Ooh, interesting. You beat the devil. You manifested something new, something that was really keeping you stuck. It could have been an addiction issue, but it doesn't even have to be like that intense, but something, just a period in life where you were just like feeling it. I think at one point in time you may have viewed yourself through the lens of a victim, and it's not to say that wasn't necessarily true, but ultimately you rose to the occasion and you decided that's not my story anymore. I'm not going to be that person who, allows other people to take their power or have control over me. It's like you beat the devil. The magician, he fought against the devil, and there's something, it's like you're stumbling upon something really good. You're potentially kind of like wish fulfillment vibes with that Nine of Pentacles is sometimes the single lady, single man's card, but it's being very proud of who you are and being able to look around and see sort of the physical, tangible evidence of the life that you've created for yourself. And there's just this sense of being pleased, a sense of pleasure. It doesn't have to be in a materialistic sense. It really has a lot to do with gratitude and everyday appreciation for not only your life and what's around you, but internally who you are and who you've become, because this says to me it has not been an easy road for all of you. You may have been involved in any unhealthy relationship, whether it was business or romantic or friendship, that you may have fallen for a trickster or something. I'm getting the idea of like being under someone's wing, a protector, and then lo and behold, or come to find out they actually were not a very good person. So being under their mentorship, being under their wing, whatever that means to you, it was like the wing of the devil, right? It wasn't good. So this is coming up in a past position, so there's no need to worry. Though some of you, I could understand, you may still be conquering this obstacle now, and you will. This results in like, look at you showing up as Queen of Wands, right? So again, male or female, this is like you stepped into your power. You fought back. You chose to not be the victim anymore. And again, I don't mean to be unsympathetic, but I don't know, the more I do tarot, I think that is the number one message we need to hear most. Everybody is a victim in some sense. Everything has happened to somebody, essentially, that they didn't want, they didn't desire, but ultimately it was a lesson, and it's all about how you view that. You can be the victim. You can take on that title and own it, but what does that really do for you? It almost it lessens your accountability, because it's pushing blame of, oh, well, I'm a victim of circumstance and all these people are to blame. And again, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying it's what you do with that. You can choose to not view yourself as the victim, as meek, of weak, of taken advantage of. You can flip the script at any time because it's your life. You are accountable for what you do, right? You are accountable for the life you create, and also the life and what goes on around you. Sometimes we slip into some sort of awkward or uncomfortable or very disappointing situation, but again, it's almost like I'm seeing a cape flying in the background. That's so funny. It's like you become the hero of your own story. So, if you are the victim, if you are struggling with something and you feel like you got taken advantage of, that's not where the story ends. But it's up to you to, in metaphor, pick up the pen and start writing the new ending. It really is about accountability and ownership. Those are the two biggest words I think are crucial to understanding how tarot can help you, right? These are just energies. These are just stories, but you can use them to empower yourself and sort of from an unbiased perspective of a stranger, maybe see where maybe you need a little bit of extra oomph. You need to give yourself a little bit of a pep talk. And again, rather than sink into, oh, shoulda, coulda, wouldas, or I didn't do this right, and again, blaming yourself, it really doesn't do anything. I think there's something very valuable in understanding where maybe you feel like you went astray, but then what? It's like you have to keep asking those questions until you get to this energy of, okay, I'm gonna create something better, right? Yeah, Nine of Pentacles. It's very likely this has to do with a business deal. It's like something shiny caught your eye and somebody really talked you into, yeah, well, invest in my company in X, Y, and Z. And I'm almost getting, I don't mean to do fear-based readings, but again, I'm getting like you got screwed over. Like someone took advantage of your money or something about like employment, something at a job. Someone may have promised you a raise or a title that you never got, or you were asked to do a favor knowing you'd get something back and then it's like they cut you or they let you go. There was something about like, are you kidding me? Like, so in a sense, that sucks, right? Like, let me just empathize with you. That fucking sucks. Like, I feel you. But again, we can only linger on that anger for so long or that sorrow for so long. Then it's like, okay, but now what? And that's sort of the bridge that I see you guys currently at. I think you're still holding on to either a lot of regret or shame or remorse, a lot of unsettled feelings about it, but what to motivate you and inspire you is like, this is what's coming up. The Queen of Wands standing in your power. She's very creative, very spiritual, very sassy, very funny, very charismatic, makes the best of her situation and really doesn't hold on to the past. The Queen of Wands is not terribly sentimental. She's more futuristic thinking. I would argue a lot of the time. Certainly there are exceptions, right? But let's go ahead and clarify this. So what is the best advice I can give Aries to sort of bridge the gap between sorrow and action? I can tell you right now, stepping out of your head and not looking for a reason to get out of bed, just getting out of bed, just do it. Action leads to more inspiration. It's not waiting for inspiration. It's not waiting for epiphany. It's not waiting for that dawning or recognition of anything. It's just choosing to do it and taking action on it. Even if you don't have the whole puzzle pieces figured out yet, have faith, have trust, that will come in time. My Aries, the Sun. See the silver lining, and again, there's a very important message here about find gratitude. Because even when everything has gone wrong, I promise you there is still one reason, if not thousands of reasons in your day where you can look and be like, you know what, I am grateful. I am lucky for X, Y, and Z. It's not wearing rose-tinted glasses. It's not pretending. It's just choosing not to give this more power by making it a monster and acknowledging, well, this is the reason why nothing worked out. This is a reason why you're facing a little opposition, a little obstacle. It is not the reason, and it is not the ending of your story. So again, this is choosing to see the bright side of the scenario. And that's hard, right? There's a transition period in there, but I would even argue it doesn't have to be hard. It truly is about your perspective and sort of being able to see the forest from the trees. And again, I say this with compassion, I do, but like the wallowing in misery thing, sure, give yourself 48 hours and that's it. Then you're going to stop thinking about it and you're going to go in a different direction and it's going to be a hell of a lot better. There could be a Leo around you who would be a tremendous support system, or almost the idea of doing it for your child. Does that make any sense? Or honoring your inner child. There's a quote I love, and like I don't think it's like attributed to one person, but just like a saying I guess I love, and it's like, be the person you needed when you were young. I think that's important. Something about that is important. The person you wish you had guiding you and mentoring you, now that you know all you know, pass on that wisdom, but ironically it's like pass it on to yourself. There's something like, don't lose your innocence, don't lose your spark, don't lose your sense of vitality and being because of this one person or this one scenario that it feels like you got tricked. There's like a trickster energy with the magician and the devil. Again, you will rise above it because you, as the magician in a positive vibe, you have all the tools on your table. You can do anything you want. You can create and manifest anything, but it does start with action. And it does start with the choice of seeing the silver lining, seeing the light, right? Over the dark clouds. Dance through the storms, or what is that expression? Choose to dance through the rainstorms. I think that's like quite literally symbolic here, because eventually the clouds will part. Eventually you're going to reach some sort of milestone where you won't constantly be looking back. You're going to see yourself as a changed person because of what you went through. And again, it's your superpower. It's not your detriment. It doesn't have to be. And only time will tell, because it's not a Cinderella story. It doesn't happen overnight. It indicates Queen of Wands will always take action. Always. She can be very impatient, right? She wants action. She wants movement. She wants change. She wants development. And I honestly think that may be good advice to you right now. It's not saying you have to rush the healing work, but I would offer, can you do both simultaneously? I wouldn't say rush into a new relationship if this is romantic. I would say it seems like there's some wounds that need to be healed. But again, something about the sun, it's very healing. It's nourishing. Something about hanging out with children or honoring your inner child, hanging out with your kid, if that makes any sense. Do you see how she's literally pulling up her socks? That expression, like pull up your big girl panties, that kind of thing. Like, yes, it sucks and it happened, but now what? Again, like, let's refocus. We're going to pull things back up. We're going to get our life together. And what else is coming in? What does Leo have to look forward to? King of Pentacles, possibly a new job offer, something with an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. There could be healing that takes place with a father figure or a boss, especially if it involves a Leo, especially a male Leo, but a female Aries may be coming in for some of you. Yeah, if this is romantic, I just want to be clear, just for my own moral compass, I'm never a big advocate of, oh, get out of this toxic relationship so you can jump into a healthier one. It's great when it works out like that. I think that is the exception, because the reality of why we get into difficult relationships, we go in with blinders. We don't look at it like, oh, this could be toxic. Maybe, you know what I mean? Obviously, it just something happens, it transpires, and you get illuminated, sun, to some imperfections, right? Something maybe you didn't see at first. And again, you're normal, you're human, that's fine. But it's incredibly valuable to look at it more than just, oh, it wasn't for me. It's like, well, why wasn't it? Where were the red flags? Were you ignoring it? What did you learn about yourself? That's the bridge to get to this new romantic relationship, if that's what this is, if that's what you're seeking. Again, this could be a job offer, right? If you got swindled out of some money, I could totally see that. This could be a job offer, but because it's being clarified with the Three of Wands, it's saying, you have not been forgotten. Universe, in a sense, has this next in line for you, but there's something you're needing to accomplish individually on your own before this new beginning is ushered in, again, with a great romantic prospect or with a great job offer. There's still a little bit of time in between the arrival of this, so again, make the most of it. Look at it as a gift of time where you get, whatever, 3 weeks, 3 months, whatever it is. You get a period of time to really heal yourself and discover more about yourself and what it is you want to do in this life, what it is you want to create, how you're going to shine your light, bring your unique personality into relationships, into your life, into your career, into whatever it is that you do. You seem a little bit guarded. You may have trust issues because of this person. And I think universe is saying you won't need to when you really reflect back on this and understand maybe the clues or the signs that you missed along the way. So it's not about making you feel bad. This is not me trying to point out your error. But the reason you're feeling guarded is because you're not understanding like how to not repeat the cycle. And to understand, to gain that knowledge of how to not repeat this, you need to look back and acknowledge, okay, maybe I should have done this differently. Again, it's fine. You don't need to beat yourself up about it, but the lessons, that's what Three of Swords is. It's air energy. It's that knowledge so that you can turn it upside down and use your wounds as wisdom. Absolutely. That's what this girl's doing. She's not going to be the victim. She's like, you know what? I learned something and now I feel more empowered. I feel more inspired. I don't have trust issues because I know what to look out for next time I engage in a contract of any kind, right? Yeah, I think it's what this is. If you were to rush the process, you would get into something full steam ahead, but then again, the walls would start coming up and you would start second guessing yourself and your trust issues and all that. You always need to trust your gut and your intuition, and maybe that's where things got messed up. Maybe this person was really manipulative, especially mentally. They knew exactly what to say to get you to sign on the dotted line or whatever this is, It's like they were very, I'm almost getting the idea of brainwash, or they planted some idea in your head because they knew you would react a certain way. This person plays chess, I just heard. They're very strategic about the people they work with, and they're a master manipulator. They are. In a lower vibration, that's what the magician is. But also in a higher vibration, too, that's what he is. He just, he uses it for good. He uses it for light work versus shadow work. Do you quite literally see what's going on there, right? Healing through light work. Maybe some of you are meant to be light workers. Maybe some of you are going to do something in the spiritual arts, and reaching your lowest of low, it's like a spiritual awakening. I'm going to level with you. Almost every single person who reads tarot, this has probably been their story. They've reached some sort of absolute bottom of the barrel, and then they're like, I don't want to feel this way anymore. I'm going to take my wounds and use them as wisdom to guide me in my path forward, and maybe I'm just going to help other people along the way so I can help them not make the same mistakes that I did, or something like that. There may be baggage with a father figure that needs to be worked out. And it doesn't even have to be negative, but something may need to work out with a father figure, and going through your own spiritual awakening or whatever this is, shedding light on something that's been keeping you stuck or uncomfortable. It may bridge some sort of gap, and you may move towards healing something with a father figure. I would even argue, even if your father is deceased or passed, I'm not predicting that, but if some of you are like, well, I can't talk with my dad because he's not around. Not necessarily. Again, you need to be more creative with your solutions. You can speak to people, in the spiritual realm, essentially, if you want to. The Queen of Wands is very capable of that. Where are you guarded? And I don't even necessarily have an answer for that. I think I'm just being asked to call your attention to that. This queen has so much going for her, right? She's fun. She's spunky. She's exciting. She's electric. When she enters the room, people notice. She commands attention without even having to do anything. She's very effortless. So, she's a lot of passion. She just has a lot of charm and charisma. And there's something about that, but she's hiding it, or she feels self-conscious about it. So where do you feel less than about yourself, and how is it impacting the way you present yourself in the world? Your challenge in the coming weeks is to understand where you're throwing up walls and how to let your guard down with ease. Maybe it really does have to do with healing issues about trusting people, because maybe you've made a lot of mistakes in the past. And again, it doesn't have to be that shackle around your leg. It doesn't have to be that burden anymore if you choose to heal it properly this time. All right, Aries, that was a heavy one. I feel you. How we doing? Is anybody still out there with me? 16 minutes. I'm going to give you an extra reading if you made it this far. Let's try this deck. Is anyone still out there? Did you guys make it to this reading? I'm going to keep it short because I think I lost all of you. The thing is, the heaviest messages are the hardest ones to hear. I know that, but honestly, and I speak totally from personal experience, I got sick of watching the love readings for me when I was kind of still going through my, dark night of the soul. I didn't want to hear who was coming in romantically, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's valid, but it's not pointing out anything that I could do to change my circumstance or scenario. That's what this is. If you're looking for love, if you're looking for a new job, again, bring it back to you. What can you do to change up the cycle, to change up the patterns, to change up your behavior? Yeah, I'm a big believer in that. So that was a heavy one. You made it through. So let's give you a more fluffy one. Let's keep it light. What's something that could be coming in the next few weeks for Aries? Maybe something they could look forward to or work towards. Do some internal work so that they can open themselves up to receive blessings. 3 of Pentacles, teamwork, collaboration. Looking up, something that offers you, I'm hearing elevation. I don't know what that, I'm almost getting like a metaphor of climbing the corporate ladder. I don't know, something that it brings you up in the world. It gets you up out of bed. Honestly, this may be hanging out with your family or your friends, doing some sort of team project or team collaboration. And it doesn't have to be work related. It might just be for pleasure in the world, a travel opportunity. This is a good time for you guys to save your money so that you can go on some sort of unexpected, I'm hearing, travel opportunity that may come about. So especially if you are one to participate in retail therapy, when you're feeling in your feels, you're like, oh, I'll just go to Target. I'm just going to look around at Target or whatever, right? The mall. It's saying be really smart with your money right now because there's a big opportunity for travel, and it might be a big ticket item. And the thing is, you're going to want to go. So, don't substitute healing with, again, just fluffy, what's a good word for it? Distractions, save your money. Work on your personal growth. Some of you are going to be rearranging your house or painting a wall or painting a mural, doing some sort of creative, some sort of creative thing. And it's going to give you leverage in the world. It's going to give you leverage or recognition on your website, your channel, there's something artistic you may show off and get a lot of attention for. There's the sun, and then the sun comes in. Talk to your spirit guides, your mentors, your angel gang, or physically here in the 3D, whoever you look up to, even if they are younger than you in age. Yeah, talk with your soul family, your soul tribe. Talk to people you trust who can nurture and guide you through healing your own wounds. You could gain a lot from hearing about other people's perspective and opinion. Some of you, this very much seems like a spiritual group or a healing group, like a community, like AA or something like that. There's a lot of wisdom to be gained from those around you. But you know what I'm going to say? That means you're going to have to open up. You got to put the walls down. Allow yourself to be vulnerable, because then you can actually tap into the healing that needs to occur. I know, I promised you a fluffy message. This one's deep too. I like the deep ones. I do. I think there's more value to them. You do have a lot of sun cards, so maybe something with a Leo. Some of you who went to school with a Leo, you may get in touch with them. You may be asked to work on some sort of project with them. You're going to be overwhelmed with options in the future. They're all going to come flooding in at once. So you don't need to be overwhelmed. I guess it's saying establish your own stability, mind, body, spirit. Do your own spiritual work so that when opportunities come in, you intuitively know what's right for you. You don't have to stress about, well, did I make the wrong decision? Did I take the right one? You second guess yourself a lot. You don't need to do that. As long as you're taking care of your body, right? Something about evening out your energy and your temperament. You have really good things coming in. With the world, there's a closing out of a cycle that was challenging, but then the sun comes in. And then your soul tribe comes in. You find your people. You may join some sort of team or some group of people. It could be like an actor's troupe or I don't know what it is, but you find your people and you share a lot of insight and wisdom with one another. And it's very healing, even if it's just for fun, right? I like that. All right, Aries. We did it. We made it through these heavy-ass messages. But I really sincerely hope they help someone out there. So let me know in the comments below if you relate to any of this. Happy birthday, Aries. I will try and throw you a birthday bonus reading. I don't want to make bad on that promise, though. So we'll see. I will try if time allots. Other than that, I will see you next Tuesday for more tarot. Bye, guys.